Go ahead.
At the far end of town where the grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the crickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows. The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his he stays in his larkim on top of his store. He lurks in his larkim cut under the roof, where he makes his one clothes out of meat muffled moof.
Who needs the paper? I've got the paper. Got it. That's true.
And on special day, midnight in August, he picks out of the shutters and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lord Rex was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he let down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the share of a great 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 grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snoop. His secret strange hole in his glove glove. Then he grunts, I'll call you by whisper my phone. For the secret I tell are for your ears alone.
Did you keep going or a little more, right? To the bottom.
Down slopes the whisper microphone to your ear, and the old ones Lord's whisper are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snuggly hose, and he sounds like he had smallest piece of his nose.
Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swami swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the trufla trees, the bright-colored tufts of the trufla trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate trufla fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around.
But those true flat trees. All my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their top was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a true flat tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speed, I took the soft top and I knitted a seed. The instant I finished, I heard a gut jump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mousy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy.
Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I'm in the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted at Puppet. What's the thing you've made out of my trivial Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed, find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other use. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpet, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you're crazy, we agreed. There is no one on earth who would buy that first need.
But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just at the minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the sneak I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Rolex. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Rolex. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wonsler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Niche. Turn left at Weehawken. Sharp right at South Stitch.
And in no time at all in factory I built. I whole Wonsler family was working full tilt. He were all knitting sneeze just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping from truffla trees. Then oh baby, oh, how many business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super X hacker, which wrecked from 4 truffla trees and 1 smoker. We were making sneeze 4 times as fast as before. And that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown Barbaloots, who played in the shade in their Barbaloot suits, and happily lived eating truffla fruits.
Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffla fruits to go round. And my poor balloons are all getting the room miss because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I the once Robert said it as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow. regardless of cruelness in Thomas, I meant no harm. I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger. So bigger I got. I figured my factory. I figured my laws. I figured my wagons. I figured the laws of the things I shipped out. I was shipping them first to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went light on figuring, selling more things, and I figured my money, which everyone did.
Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed, he sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with crofless croak. Onceler, you're making such smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smoke in his throat. And so, said Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smoke you've smoked up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his tender was up. Let me say a few words about Glubbly Glub. Your machinery chunks on day and night without stop making Glubbly Glub, also Schlubbly Schlub. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler menu.
You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They will walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorex, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more true flat trees into seeds, which everyone needs.
And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the field came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard a tree fall, the very last true flat tree of them all. No more trees, no more sleet, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunt, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cows and drove away under the smoke-smuggled stars. Now all that was left neath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backyard glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smoke without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here, this mess, was a small pile of logs with the one word unless, whatever that meant, where I just couldn't guess.
That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you are here, the world of Lorex seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is gonna get better. It's not. So, catch. Curse the Wonsler. He lets something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You are in charge of the rest of the truffle seeds, and truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffle. Treat it with care. Give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back.